The propagandists, of course, have lost a fertile leadership here. Fertile, because without waiting for the title to be awarded, the people's artist, the elder passed away, Schema Archimandrite, Ilya, the Nozdrin in the world. We were acquainted, so I have an idea of what kind of soup this is. He was an exceptionally malicious, harmful old man, one of the main fans of the Russian world occupation and the genocide of Ukraine. He generally lived in the shadows, but at the same time, he directed most of the propaganda. He incited Gundyaev, of whom he was the spiritual father and mentor. And of course, he hung on the Kremlin's ears. Exquisitely poisonous noodles. And credit must be given to the late Lyosha Nozdrin Ilya. He was an amazing, a brilliant actor, and he knew how to use his stage image of a dandelion to 100%. And unlike all the other standard fat priests who indulge in clothes, blue bottoms, or luxury, Nozdrin always played with inspiration, portraying a punk depicting such a messenger. From the depths of time, from Holy Rus, a sort of time traveler, to the 21st century, an elder stepping off the pages of the patriarchs and chronicles. And all of this works perfectly. Bureaucrats, governors, generals, the elite, they all swooned, seeing in the rogue a living embodiment of holiness and Russian truth. And anointed with the oil of ancient spirituality, the sovereign heritage played in this or with magical facets. But Nozdrin was generally extremely influential and practically never. In my memory, except for 2 instances, probably he never slipped up. Of course, his personal guilt in the war is enormous, but even until the last hours, he did everything to strengthen the belief in the right of Russians to plunder, kill, and occupy. Look, I have a rather characteristic photo of him on my Telegram channel. You surely, maybe even until this moment, nothing was heard about him. But he was a great force. He was a very serious figure in propaganda, quote, and in this whole dreadful Kremlin circle. And why there? He died, well, that's clear, right? Amusing nuances of the funeral and the service. But considering the special weight of the deceased and his status, invitations for the service have already been printed. The cost reaches up to 500,000 rubles. Special passes have been printed. Optina Pustin, the monastery where he will be laid to rest and buried, is closed to visitors without invitations and special passes, with the right to give a peck on the nose, with the right just to stand nearby him. A smooch, not a smooch, French kiss, Chinese kiss. Everything is arranged there. There's an extraordinary buzz. They are expecting Putin. It is assumed they whisper. They do not vouch for this information. They whisper that possibly at this funeral, the appearance of course, Jesus himself, which will immediately be evident by an archangel with flashing lights. And the protocol is being worked out and adjusted in connection with this. Who approaches the coffin first? Jesus or Putin? And in general, should this Jesus be invited to the wake? How should he be served? And on which side of the president and the patriarch can he be seated? And should he be searched beforehand at all? This Jewish, by the standards of current Russian laws, extremist,